You at the time of this murder?
Time of this murder, before I left, I asked permission from Elizabeth to leave William, and I was going to see an aunt at Cheyenne, which is a close town village. And after I spent a few days with the aunt, I was heading home around 9 o'clock when a random guy came up to me and asked me about a missing child. Of course, I remembered that I have left William by himself with some servants, and I ran home.
Interesting. Did you have any sort of dislike to William? Has he made you angry?
No, he was like a son to me. He was like an acquaintance / son. I loved Elizabeth as a sister. So I had no hatred towards him or his family at all.
Did you have any knowledge of this locket that you apparently had?
No, I've never seen a locket. I've never seen
Alright, and then did you give the servants permission or have any knowledge of them going through your personal belongings?
No, I did not. They're servants. I have some sort of higher class to them. They should at least ask permission to go through my personal belongings.
No further questions?
Alright, prosecution, you can cross-examine the witness.
You claim you went looking for William on the night of the murder, correct?
Yes.
You also claim that you stayed in a barn without telling the people who owned it you were there. Correct?
No.
No, that's cool, yeah. Actually, yeah.
It says on page 55, she was forced to remain several hours in the night in a barn belonging to a cottage, being unwilling to call the inhabitants whom she was told nothing.
Objection. I got an objection. We are not trying to convict her of staying in some random cottage's farm. We're trying to convict her of murder.
But she
That's
lied
not
about
such
her
a big case, back
whereabouts.
on topic.
She lied about her whereabouts.
Okay, but we're not trying to convict
So that would be
her
an
of
objection
staying-
relevance.
No, you have to say something. It's,
The relevance is to where she has no proof of her whereabouts on the night of the crime.
But also, I've had several nights of restless sleep, so I could have not remembered why.
okay, I'm just gonna sustain that.
She doesn't know her.
Hey, guess what?
Judge doesn't even understand the The judge put it right.
She literally said, I don't really know, but I'm going to sustain this.
Okay,
Okay,
the
well,
judge,
she
no,
sustained it
he has
first.
nothing to
The
do with
relevance
this.
He's gone.
Objection! He explained his relevance. He explained his relevance.
Gavel time. Hit that gavel.
You gotta say order in the court.
Can I say something?
Okay, so the reason I sustained it was because, first of all, the relevance.
He explained his
Why don't you tell him, okay, but get on track here, okay?
Yeah, why don't you just,
Let's get to the point, huh?
yeah, do that.
So it is convenient that the only time you were seen when you were looking for William was around where the body was found.
Yes.
Is that correct? It is also extremely convenient that even though you say that you've never seen the lock before, but have met Caroline, that you would perhaps mess that up. Have you met Caroline before?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do know what the locket is.
Objection. They're not asking questions. They're just like stating crap.
Objection. After you do a prosecution, you state questions, yes or no questions. But that you make a statement, but you have to answer yes or no way.
Yes Yeah, but
Yes,
he's
Oh, that's on
just,
the fence.
Yeah.
he's just making statements.
Oh, thank you.
And then like slightly asking it as a question. He's not saying like correct.
I heard a question in that sentence.
He's saying his question will live.
In the last one, there was a question, but the three before there
Okay,
wasn't.
well, he objected to the wrong
Hey,
thing.
it doesn't matter.
No, objection should not be sustained to the fact that he did not even object at the time that objection is meant to do.
Actually, I did.
He
No,
just
he's
said
not. He just made a question and objected at the question, not before. So
But
that
even
shit is not
before
relevant. Nor it shouldn't be sustained.
Objected
Your
his
honor.
honor.
Okay.
Why don't you obey?
I'm sustaining it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything else from you.
Oh!
Roasted.
Bias. Objection bias. She said yes, she wasn't talking at all.
Let's get back on track.
I vote too.
Yeah, go on with your.
Ask some questions. How about that?
So you claim that the murder, that you didn't remember receiving the locket on the night of the murder, correct?
Yes.
So wouldn't it be convenient that you have no proof on your whereabouts and have evidence? Correct?
Yes.
So out of all the thieves and murderers in the world, why would the murderer plant it on you? Of all the thieves and the murderers in the world, is it convenient that you, who knew the victim and has no proof of your whereabouts, is it not?
Yes, but didn't you remember? I had servants who watched over him, went through my personal belongings that could have planted it on me. Through my personal belongings.
Do you have any proof that they planted it on you?
There's proof that servants went through my stuff.
You didn't answer the question.
I have no proof that they went through my belongings. There's evidence that they did. How did they find the locket? I know they found it around William, but how did they find the photo also?
It was on the photo was on the locket. Prosecution, you're asking.
Yeah, go.
You can have your closing arguments now.
Do I go first?
Yep.
Do I sit up here? So as we are gathered in the courts, jury, witnesses, judge, we are coming to the end of our trial with our closing arguments. I ask you to reanalyze every bit of evidence from both sides in every spectrum. First going over the prosecution side, where we have witnesses, pictures, and we even have a confession. And a lot of it, on the other spectrum, the defendant's side, is all nothing but assumptions and unknown whereabouts of where the victim, or not the victim, of where the culprit was. And then we have a so-called creation that we have no evidence of, no proof of, and this is the first time anyone has heard about this. Some even claim as a madman, as he made a creation and saw him in the woods after being gone for 6 years. Do we know what Victor has done for these 6 years? No, we don't. So how do we know that he didn't come here just to lie and just to try to get her innocent, knowing that she's not? There's too much solid evidence on our side of the spectrum to ignore it and go with the assumptional side of the defense side. Thank you, Your Honor.
Defense, closing
Yeah.
arguments.
As the case of Justine Mortz versus the Frankenstein family comes to a conclusion, we, the defense of Justine, hope that the evidence that has been presented to you has swayed the minds of you, the people of the jury. Our evidence has clear and wholeheartedly shown the innocence of Miss Mortz. Our evidence has shown that how Victor Frankenstein has openly stated that he saw a being in which he has created and that he believes to be the true culprit of this case. We have also seen that Justine is a very sweet and fragile girl who would never harm anybody. Also, and that the servants never got permission to search Justine's belongings for the locket. And so that could have been placed there by them, or it could have been placed there by them. Which is, this evidence has proven without a doubt Miss Mortz's innocence of the murder of William Frankenstein. We, the defense of Mrs. Mortz, hope that you, the people of the jury, make the right decision. We hope you do not end this young girl's life over a preposterous accusation that is wrong in the most pure sense.
Alright, jury. So, you guys have to remember that the prosecutor must prove beyond a reasonable doubt everything about the crime the defendant is charged with. You must be unanimous and have no bias, sympathy, or prejudice. And now you can deliberate.
Okay, let's have you guys go out into the hallway while they deliberate. Okay, Hannah, I need you to stand up at the front here. Okay. Close the door, please, when you leave. You don't have to stand up there. I'm just saying you can stand up here at the front. Here.
Yeah, if I did that.
Just because this was extremely salty. But, like, the winter with belongings and being told to watch the kid, and then she came home after the death is what I caught. I don't know, but this is really difficult to separate.
I don't think the story really adds up because Elizabeth said, well, Justine said that she left him to be with the servants, but then Elizabeth said they were playing, hide and seek, and he was gone. Yeah, it just stories I really don't know. And then how she said she just forgot it all.
And also multiple times, disagreed with the barn, and then agreed with it through the book, and then the locket was agreed and disagreed with, and also where she was.
I agree that the stories don't match up, but what about Victor's testimony about the monster?
There's no true evidence or nothing that can truly determine that says that the monster is present.
What, Gracie?
The whole secret part didn't add up. Like whenever they were talking about being friends and
That was really messy.
Yeah, like all the defendant's witnesses, they all took back what they said. I realized that, Elizabeth, she said that I would do anything for her, no matter what you would do for her, and then, Justine lied on the stand 4 times.
So, Hannah, would you like to lead a vote here? See what we got currently?
All in favor of Justine being guilty of
Anybody? Was that everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they come back in here and sit down, Hannah, you will have to stand up and you'll say, well, I guess you will say, has the jury reached a verdict? Maya, you'll say, yes, Your Honor, and then you'll say, we, the jury, find the defendant, Justine Moritz, guilty. You will then sentence her, okay? And Gunnar, you can take her out in handcuffs. How about that? All right.
Wait, is it that?
Hmm?
I'm pretty sure it's okay.
You can sentence her to whatever you want.
Oh.
We need handcuffs. Got rubber